Hello, Marcus Lim here, and today I just want to talk about the Marvel Treasury edition of the History of the Marvel Universe, written by Mark Waid, illustrated by Javier Rodriguez with Alvaro Lopez. Now this is definitely truly an incredible feat of I guess history recording in a sense, and also storytelling. So it's definitely tough, I would say, to be able to compress like 80 years of Marvel history into like a comic book narrative, right? Like 100 plus pages of comic book narrative. But somehow they've managed to do it. So they must have taken a long time, I guess, in the planning and the research that Mark must have done together with the artists, right? In any case, here we have it in Treasury edition format. It says the greatest tale ever told. You've never seen it like this, right? So history, Marvel history in comic book form, and it says seamless narrative that takes you from the dawn of the Marvel universe all the way to its end. So what it says here, Mark Waid accomplishes the gargantuan feat of coherently integrating 80 years of continuity. Okay, and I should point out that this collects the 6 issues. So this was actually originally 6 issues, which I'll show you right here. So issue number 1, issue number 2, and number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6. And I just point out right now that at the end of each issue there's also annotations that give you some background about where each of the, I guess, the panels come from, which I'm sure is also in this Treasury edition, but you can see the size difference, right? Like that, definitely bigger, and I guess this is really the way to experience this work. It's really very dense, obviously, to be able to pack so much in just 6 issues, and so yeah, definitely deserves to be experienced in a bigger format like this one. So, Marvel Treasury Edition, History of the Marvel Universe. Okay, History of the Marvel Universe. And it's kind of like framed with the story of like 2 characters, Galactus and Franklin Richards, at the near the end of the universe, and it's about Galactus recounting the story of the entire universe from his perspective, since it's been around since the beginning, and because Franklin Richards is the only living person still around at that time at the end, so it's Galactus telling Franklin the story of the Marvel Universe. So that's the way that this book is framed. So we start off with, hang on, let me get back. So here you go, Franklin Richards, Galactus, End of Time. And this is issue 1, which I already showed you, right? The comic issue number 1, so the cover reprinted, so that's good. Okay, so let me flip through the first issue. Well, the first issue covers, like ancient history, really. Doesn't even get to the beginning of Marvel Comics yet, right? Here we got some variants. Issue number 1 variant covers. And then we get to issue number 2. Again, that's the cover 2. And this is when I think it covers the early half of the 20th century. And then we finally get to, there you go, Human Torch, Marvel Comics number 1. and then Captain America. So this would be, I'd say, you know, like the golden age of comics, from 1940s to 1960, around 1960, and then we pick it up issue number 3, where we're introduced to the Fantastic Four. So the beginning of the Silver Age of comics. Okay, so here we go. And again, right, so interspersed throughout, we've got this conversation going on between Galactus and Franklin Richards. Let's see. Alright, so now we get to issue number 4, which picks up, I think this will be going into the Bronze Age of comics, you know, like Dark Phoenix era. Okay, so as you can see, very comprehensive, and I would say maybe the best way for you to experience this kind of book the first time is to do what I'm doing now. That is to just flip through it, you know, just take in the artwork, and then maybe go back again to read the captions, because otherwise it's a lot to take in one go. Alright, so now on to issue number 5. So this is going into the 2000s, but I think it starts off with the Thunderbolts, so that's late 90s. Okay, and then yes, going now into the 2000s. Okay. Alright. And now the last issue number 6, Modern Era. Okay, so this is like say what, 2013 onwards, where you've got the female Thor, Jane Foster, right? Let's see. Yeah, there you got like the House of X storyline. And we are very close to the end now, so needless to say, gonna be spoiling this for you if you haven't read it, but in any case, there is the very last scene of, appropriately enough, Franklin Richards becoming the next Galactus. So quite fitting to have a member of the first family to be the one who outlives the Marvel Universe, right? So appropriate end to Franklin Richards' past, present, and future. And now here's what I was talking about, the annotations. So all the annotations are collected at the very back of this book. So starting from issue number 1's annotations, and on to the issue 2 annotations. So, you know, for those of you who are history buffs, this is definitely something that you will really enjoy. Just because it tells you where all the source material comes from, right? So issue 3. Let's see, issue 4 annotations. Let's see. Issue 5 annotations. Issue 6. So that's the close to the end. And then we also have appendix of all the individuals who are not specifically referenced in the series, but they are still get some name recognition at the back of this book, and also for the groups as well. And here's some variants of number 5 and number 6. Okay, and that's the end of the book. And as I've said, right, that's a very comprehensive book, but doesn't feel like a history book. It's a narrative, so that's very well done, and as I said, seemingly insurmountable task, but they did it, and so they deserve a lot of, I guess, congratulations, I guess, for what they've done. And I guess the best way to do that is to get this book and show your appreciation and support. So that is a very quick look at Marvel Treasury Edition, History of the Marvel Universe. So hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you in another video.